Skip. And Dr. Skip has been a great friend to the LDN community for as long as I have known him. He's been one of my best friends and a great source of support, one of our platinum sponsors, and let's give a round of applause and welcome Dr. Skip Lenz.
All of you who have been to any of these conferences, and this is actually my 6th conference, we have always presented a study of some sort or another. We are not going to do that today. But for fairness, I have to disclose that I actually do make compound low-dose naltrexone. We actually do make 20 cents a prescription according to my accountant. We are not going to the Mediterranean this year on the money from naltrexone. We've also provided Dr. McCandless, I think the last 2 years of her drugs for Molly, and Dr. Zagon and the pharmacy is involved with another clinical study for LDN. So up front, I'm one of those capitalist piggies that make a lot of money off of sick people. And I'm proud of it. Anyway, I sat down today. I sat down a while back and put together our survey for this year. And for those people, again, who know about what we do, I have students that come in. They are the best and the brightest that make the telephone calls. We used to do things like, really scientific stuff like, how do you feel? When was the last time you had an exacerbation? We got through about 300 people this time around, and we started to look at the data. This was the 5th time we did it. 83% of our patient population has not had an exacerbation or progression in over 3 years. Let me repeat that to you. 83% of our patient population has not, and I guess reported would be the most scientific term, an exacerbation or progression in over 3 years. It was the data that I did actually crunch this year was 82.9%. We were going for, I believe it was 700 patients, and we stopped it because guess what, guys? It doesn't change. I'm still a duck guy. If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it squawks like a duck, it's probably a duck, okay? There's a quote out there that I made many, many years ago. This is a no-brainer. It is not only not a no-brainer, you don't even have to have a head, okay? I mean, this works. So, fairness, I make 20 cents a prescription, and we do freebies for some people. One of the things that goes on in our pharmacy, and as of last year, we started to collect some data on that. I got 3,500 and change telephone calls over a period of a year asking questions about LDN. Most of this data you can pick up, you can find on the internet, but the internet being what it is, people, I guess, would rather call and ask me. So, what are the questions? What do I see on a daily basis, and literally on a daily basis, about what goes on with LDN? Okay, so what is multiple sclerosis? Well, let's stipulate to these things, okay? There are literally thousands of articles on multiple sclerosis. If one was a semanticist, they would all be the same thing, okay? It's an inflammatory process. It affects the nerves. There is degradation, and it's demyelinization. End of story, okay? Another shout out there. There is a young lady on one of the blogs. Her name is Garnet. I'm sure that if you have looked in the internet, you've seen her name. She has provided me with several hundred citations. This presentation really couldn't have happened without her help. So thank you, Garnet. Anyway, what is multiple sclerosis? It's a chronic inflammatory disease. Well, there's cell types that are involved, and we're really going to get into this cell stuff because I'm excited about this. It's a focal autoreactive T cells, okay, which is a group of cells. And then there's macrophage infiltrates. That's a type of cell like a Pac-Man, sucks things up. The early presentation, the first thing that happens is you get a problem with the blood-brain barrier. You get an infiltrate of the blood-brain barrier. So the blood-brain barrier is supposed to stop everything from going into the brain, but people with multiple sclerosis, unfortunately, have a problem where the CD4 T cells are entering the brain. There's also clonotype cells. There are reactive astrocytes and proliferating oligodendrocytes. And I'm really proud that I could say that last word. That's on early presentation. On late presentation, you get an accumulation of activated microglia, which are more dead cells, and proliferations of these macrophages. These Pac-Man things multiply. Okay, pathogenesis. Pathogenesis, for those non-scientist types, means what causes it? What's the problem? Where does it start from? You have an MS trigger, and it's been identified that there are 3 triggers. One of them is genetic, and that HLDRB1 star 1501 allele. They found that particular gene in the descendants of Northern European population. Everybody that has that has MS, but there are also people that have MS that don't have that gene. So, let's put that up there and sort of put a question mark behind it. Environmental. You can start with mercury, heavy metals. There's a ton of different things that people have claimed are the result. Even where you live, above the 42nd parallel, the incidence of MS is higher. And the third thing is infections. And this is really interesting to me, infections. Because you have people with Lyme disease, you have the chlamydia people, you have, name one. And these people have symptoms very similar to what we see in MS.